Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to another episode of Mike's DVDs and Blu-rays collection. I'm your host, Mike. Thanks for dropping in, guys. And today, I want to show you guys, I guess this would be part 3 of my continuing, how can I put it? Continuing showing my collection off. And today I want to show some of my what is known as in the 1970s as Blaxploitation, which really what it means is there were groups of movies with even subgenres. There was even a horror Blaxploitation horror movie. Of course, you had the Western, mostly action stuff that took place in the cities. It usually dealt with cops and different stuff. You know what Blaxploitation is, but basically they were very popular movies on the grindhouse circuit and in the drive-ins and various places, and kind of dipped in the beginning of the 80s or towards the end of the 70s. It kind of dipped in popularity. It kind of came back in the 90s and stuff with Quentin Tarantino kind of making, grindhouse cinema drawing a little more attention to it. I mean, he's just one example. There was many people that brought attention back to it. But with him, he made a movie called Jackie Brown, which even, featured Pam Grier, which, she's the queen of Blaxploitation, in my opinion, with movies like Foxy Brown, Coffee. So today I want to show some more of my collection. I don't have a vast collection of Blaxploitation, but it's one of my favorite genres. And today I'm going to dive a little further into some subgenre. I got a horror movie, and that's the first one I'm going to talk about. This is a movie. This was released through Severin Bluray, and this was a movie. Found it to be kind of disappointing. It has some interesting supplements on it, but for the most part, it's pretty cheesy. It hasn't aged very well. So let's just put it that way. The movie I'm talking about is Blackenstein, and that's right, Blackenstein. There was a few in the horror genre of Blaxploitation. I mean, there was Blackula, which is Dracula. This is Frankenstein, obviously. And then you had some really better ones that weren't like this, like kind of cheesy, kind of based on classic characters. There was really good movies like JD's Revenge, which I'm going to talk about here in a moment. But these were really interesting movies, and but this one was so cheesy, man. This was just, but it has some interesting supplements on there about the producer, if I can read this, Frank Slattery. No, I'm not pronouncing his name right, but there was he was a lawyer and kind of a part-time producer and somewhat actor, and he had a lot of attention was drawn to him in, I think it was 1977, when he was murdered in his apartment in California, and he was the producer of this and stuff. So there's a little supplement on here that actually has some actual news footage from that day talking about the crimes and stuff like that. But Blackenstein, on first viewing, this was the first time I saw it, I didn't think it was that great. I thought it was kind of cheesy and stuff, but, maybe it depends on your mood that you're in. Maybe you're, but still, it's kind of interesting. It's got a cool cover, but anyways, Blackenstein, had to watch it and find out. Next up, this was a movie directed by Hollywood legendary director William Wyler, and this was actually his last movie he would direct. This is from 1970, and this is actually a public domain DVD release of this. There's actually a better one released through a made-on-demand service for Universal Pictures. But the movie I'm talking about is The Liberation of L.B. Jones, and it's pretty cool. It's kind of a drama. It kind of takes place in the South. Has to do with this one guy who runs a funeral parlor, and he's married to this really young woman, and she's very scandalous. She's like having this affair with the local sheriff or sheriff's deputy or something, and he's fully racist, but he's having this affair with her, and just all this stuff. But it's a crazy drama. This is kind of like a I don't know, you could maybe, this may not even be a black exploitation movie, but I don't know, it kind of rides the line there. But it's definitely a drama, and it's got some pretty cool people, and it's got a young Lee Majors. He's in this. LJ Cobb is in this. Roscoe Lee Brown is the funeral director, and his wife is played by Lola Falana, she had 15 Minutes of Fame in the 70s, and she's missing with the sheriff, who is actually he's a police officer, played by Anthony Zerbe, which you might know. He was a bad guy in a lot of movies in the 70s and stuff. But yeah, it's one of those weird, bizarre movies, and you wonder why. Like, why did William Wyler of all people direct this? It's just, you wouldn't think he would direct a movie that's so kind of off the path of what movies he had made. You know, he's made like big epics and Oscar-winning movies. I mean, he directed Ben-Hur, for God's sakes. But anyways, The Liberation of L.B. Jones, pretty interesting movie. The copy I have is not widescreen. I was hoping it would be widescreen, but there is a widescreen copy. I actually saw this on, I think it was Amazon Prime, and it was a nice high definition copy when it was widescreen. So there you go, The Liberation of L.B. Jones. Now this is a double feature disc from Shout. Pretty much of this movie is in the public domain, or really crappy copies, and this is really the best copy of it out there, I believe. But it's double featured with a movie from the 80s called Off Limits. The movie I'm talking about is Gordon's War, and yeah, it's double feature from Shout. Gordon's War stars Paul Winfield. He's basically a returning vet from Vietnam. He comes back to his hometown, and everything's been run down by drugs and crime and prostitution and everything. And his wife got hooked on drugs while he was gone and actually had an overdose. So he's on a mission, him and some other buddies of his. A couple of them were returning soldiers too, and a couple of them were guys hanging on, you know, in town and trying to fight the good fight or something. But it's really good, man. They start this war with all the pimps and the mafia, the local crime bosses and everything, and it's really good, actually. It's one of those sleeper hit movies. But yeah, it's called Gordon's War. Paul Winfield, he's really good in it. It's got Tony King from Bucktown, Carl Lee from Superfly. This was directed by Ossie Davis, and so yeah, he did a really good job on that. So yeah, if you can find this release, I highly recommend it. Hopefully it'll come out on Blu-ray. I mean, who knows, it may be out on Blu-ray, and I couldn't find it. But this is a good copy from Shout, really good. And Off Limits is pretty good too. I haven't had a chance to rewatch it, but Gordon's War is good. Next up, this is a release from Warner Archive, the Archive Collection. This is actually a movie directed by Barry Pollock, and this came out in 1972. So this is an early entry in the black exploitation movies, because really we want to say the start of it was around 70, 71 with Melvin Peebles and Superfly and Shaft and stuff kind of led the way. But this is a movie called Cool Breeze, and I had heard the name out there back in the 90s. I think there was a rapper named Cool Breeze, briefly one-hit type wonder guy or something, but he took his name from this, and it's pretty good. Basically, there's a let me read this a little bit. Well, let me tell you who stars in it. It stars Famulus Rustasalala. I totally messed his name up. But he's been in some really good movies. He's a good actor. It's got Judy Pace, Jim Watkins, Raymond St. Jacques, and it's got music by Solomon Burke and everything. So it's got a good soundtrack. It's pretty good. Basically, Thomulus is just been released from jail. He's a con man, and he kind of thinks up this big heist, diamond heist and everything, and he gets some people together. It's basically a remake of The Asphalt Jungle, more or less, and I believe, yeah, it's kind of a update of The Asphalt Jungle. So if you know John Huston's 1950 classic, The Asphalt Jungle, it's really based on that, but with a black cast and based in, a different city and everything, but really cool. I like how it ends really cool and stuff. I won't tell you about it, but yeah, Cool Breeze. It's if you're looking for a black exploitation movie that maybe you've seen them all and maybe you missed this one, because I sure did. So check that out. I believe it's only on DVD through Warner Archive. Now, next up, this is a really good movie. Actually discovered this through the Criterion channel, and they were showing some actually black exploitation movies. They had a series. They had about 10 movies, and I just randomly picked this movie, and I really didn't think it was going to be that good. I was going to give it maybe 30 minutes and turn it off or something, because I was trying to go to bed. I was actually kind of tired, actually. And I turned this on, and man, I was sucked into it. I was wide awake. I was fully invested in this movie. It's really good. It's called JD's Revenge. And this is a really nice release on Blu-ray from Arrow Video. And it's really cool. JD's Revenge. It's produced and directed by Arthur Marks, and this is kind of the subgenre of horror, kind of a horror movie. A law student is enjoying a night on the town when him and his friends have a life change, or their lives change dramatically. Taking part in a nightclub hypnosis act, he becomes possessed with the spirit of a violent gangster that was murdered back in the 1940s. Believing himself to be the reincarnation of the murderous JD, the character's name is Ike. Ike launches into a revenge campaign against those who have done him wrong in those years ago. So basically, the spirit of this 1940s gangster is going to come back, take revenge on the people that killed him and set him up and everything back in the day. But it's very well directed. Arthur Marks directed Bucktown and Friday Foster. Really good performance by Glenn Turman, who was in Cooley High. And Academy Award winner Louis Gossett Jr. is in it. Very young Louis Gossett Jr. He's really good in it too. But yeah, it's an undiscovered gem. I mean, it really is. It was really good. I was really impressed, and I may have briefly heard about this, just kind of researching things over the years and reading stuff. But it never really stuck until I saw it that night. But man, this is a really good release. It's got some really good supplements on here. Highly recommend this one, JD's Revenge. And finally, guys, I showed this box in a recent unboxing video when I had a package from Low IQ Media. That's a channel my friend John has on YouTube, And he sent me the box of this. He had 2 boxes of this set. I had the movies, but I didn't have the box because I ended up buying the movies individually, and I wasn't aware of the box. And he had bought the movies with the box. So anyways, I got the extra box, which thanks John for hooking me up with that. So this is the films of Rudy Ray Moore. This is from the Vinegar Syndrome. These are Vinegar Syndrome Blu-rays, and pretty cool box set. It lifts up like so. It's well made. And inside it's got 4 movies. It's got Disco Godfather, which is probably the lesser of all these. Then it's got Petey Wheatstraw, which is the third. I think it's the third of his third movie that he made, which is really good. It's got a lot of crazy comedy and stuff in it. Next up, we got his second movie, The Human Tornado. And then the first movie that launched him, Rudy Ray Moore, to fame and fortune, Dolomite. That's who Rudy Ray Moore is best known as, is Dolomite. That was his alter ego. Great movie. These 3 right here are just the quintessential Rudy Ray Moore movies. Hilarious, classic. So there you go, guys. I just thought I would show off a few things. I've got a few more things cooking on the back burner as far as Blaxploitation goes. So just watch out for that video. I'll have that one coming soon. But I hope you guys like this video. I have 2 other, no, actually I got 3 others. This is actually the 4th. Did I say it was the 3rd at the beginning? This is the 4th, I'm sorry. But I have 3 other Blaxploitation episodes that you can check out on my channel. Check those out. I know I have a 5th one coming soon. So yeah, so if you like this episode, give me a thumbs up. Make sure you comment. Let me know what you thought about these movies. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And like I said, check out all my episodes. I got a whole bunch of stuff there. So you guys, thanks for watching, and take it easy out there. Watch a good movie tonight. I recommend Dolomite or JD's Revenge. And I'll see you guys later.